There's never a frown with Jerry Brown and his bird of the month. We have our resident ornithologist, Jerry Brown. Are you there, Jerry?
No, I don't think I'd like to be here now at the moment.
Oh, don't worry, mate. I'll make it nice and easy for you. Now, Jerry, are we allowed to call you a birder?
Birder I'm happy with.
Right, okay. Our resident birder, Jerry Brown. Now, Jerry, how long have you been looking at birds?
Probably since I was 6.
And what made you interested in looking at them?
We grew up in a family where my father was a naturalist.
A naturalist?
Seriously.
A naturist or a naturalist?
A naturalist.
Oh, okay. Right. So he sort of taught you all about the birds and the animals and et cetera, et cetera?
Sort of, yes. Although I did have a wonderful natural history teacher at my prep school.
Right. And did you collect birds' eggs?
No, that was never done even in my time. My father did in the 30s, but it's illegal now.
Right. Okay.
It's been illegal for a long, long time.
So what's the delight in bird watching? Is it like collecting train numbers or bus numbers? Are you just constantly looking for?
Well, you never know what you're going to see. You never know what they're going to look like. You never know what they're going to do. You see new behaviour all the time. We see a lot of new behaviour if you look. I was at a bridge in Newport in Pembrokeshire in the dusk, and we saw a heron land on the grass. And you think, okay, he's there for the night. Well, he got down and he slithered in the grass looking for frogs.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember anybody talking about that.
No. So it's not just reading about it and going and taking a picture of it or whatever and ticking it off in the book. It's more than that.
I don't do ticks, no.
Right.
It's being out there. It's being out in the spring with the birds singing, for instance.
Right. This is February, so what kind of birds do we expect to be looking at this month? Or this time of the year?
In the gardens?
Yeah. In
the gardens, you'll get the residents mostly, blue-tick, grey-tick, dunnock, robin, blackbird, songthrush, ringneck parakeets in Kent.
Yes, we have them around here, yes.
And there will be a few possible winter visitors, mostly from Scandinavia, like redwing, fieldfare, and waxwings. Redwings feed in the gardens, they eat the berries. Mm-hmm. Fieldfares sometimes, but they like hedgerows and fields. Waxwings are rare this year. I haven't seen any this year.
So, I mean,
But you need to Google it and have a look at the picture.
I was going to say, yeah, as we talk about this, it will be good to sort of, for people, if they're listening, to sort of Google the picture. So, redwings, have they got red wings?
Redwings is a spotty thrush with an eye stripe and a red wing.
Okay.
If you were Googling pictures, waxwing is the one to look at. Okay. Which is quite something.
Really? Okay. And is it okay to feed the birds in your garden?
We tend to feed the birds in the winter and the spring. There's a lot of arguments about this now. One of the problems has been the belief that certain finches have caught a disease which is killing them off and controlling the numbers, particularly the greenfinch. And that's a disease caught supposedly from unclean feeders.
Oh.
Yes, we feed the birds. Wake up this morning, looked out the back window. 2 were pigeons, and later there was a starling on the nuts and 2 jackdaws.
Oh wow! And where do you live at the moment? I know you're. When we sort of call you next time, you might be somewhere else. But where are you at the moment, roughly?
Edging on to Epping Forest.
Ah, okay. And if you go to Epping Forest, are there plenty of birds to see there?
It's quite difficult to see birds in forest.
Right.
If I go for a walk later, it's down to the lake.
Right.
So there'll be birds on the lake and maybe in the hedgerows.
Right.
Whereas forest is actually not that easy to see birds.
No.
Particularly in the summer.
That's true. They're all right up on top of the trees, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you be your bird of the month then, Jerry?
We go to the coast quite a lot. And one of the things we did recently was park at Haybridge Basin and walk towards Goldhanger on the Essex coast. Then we came across a large flock of a bird called the knot.
The knot?
Knot. Now, it's a bird called the knot. after king canute, supposedly, because it tends to run in and out with the waves on the beach.
Right, brilliant.
Like king canute stopping the waves.
Excellent.
Well, the point about it was there was enough there for them to produce a murmuration.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is starlings, but not do it, and many other birds do it in large quantities. I'm actually looking for a word to describe the sound of a large number of birds' wings, because it's a whooshing sound, but it deserves a better word.
Well, a murmuration of starlings is what you call a group of starlings, right?
Yeah, but they could be 100,000.
Yeah.
We nearly came across a murmuration. We were staying north of Llanrwst in North Wales, and there were large flocks flying over us going towards roost.
Right.
So there was 1,000 here and 1,000 there.
Wow.
And they were just beginning to murmurate. By that I mean make patterns.
Okay, so like
make patterns in the sky.
Okay, and so the murmuration applies to the visual side. It's not the sound of the murmuring of the wings, really, is it?
It's supposedly visual, yes.
Yeah, it is extraordinary when you see those. So the bird of the month is the knot. Is that KNOT?
It is.
And just describe it briefly, so if people looking out for it.
Well, you'd only see it on the coast. You'd only really see it in winter and spring and autumn, not summer. In summer they're beautiful, they're red, but in winter they're boring grey.
Right. Okay.
A wader, little brown wader.
Okay.
Small pigeon size, perhaps.
Okay. Right, Jerry, thank you for having a chat to me. We'll see what's happening next month with you. But before you go, I'm going to ask you for a record request. Have you got anything you'd like to play for us this morning? Or this afternoon, I should say.
Well, I happen to be sitting on an exercise bike watching a YouTube. And what I'm watching at the moment and listening to, if I get the chance to turn it back on, is Fragile, which is an LP by the group Yes.
Ah, so something from Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
That's it. Yes album. That'll wake them up. Yes album, Fragile, or Close to the Edge.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Jerry. I'll speak to you next month. Bye.
Cheers.